Welcome everyone, Joe with ECRM here at our food service session, and with me is Michael Russo from Wild Bill's Sodas, and today we're going to talk about a really important thing as far as getting your brand out there when it comes to food and beverage, and that's getting your product into the consumer's mouths. So, and they do an exceptional job with that. So before we get into that topic though, could you tell everybody about Wild Bill's?
Absolutely. So, Wild Bill's. You may know us from a local fair or festival because for 20 years we've been on basically a national marketing campaign selling these big insulated stainless steel mugs. You get one of these at the local fair and you get unlimited refills on tap. Flavors like root beer, sarsaparilla, really old-fashioned nostalgic flavors. And we've been doing that, like I said, for 20 plus years at the biggest fairs, festivals, and conventions across the country in 40 plus states.
And these are all different types. Could be, you mentioned Comic-Con was one of them,
Yep.
and maybe concerts too?
Yeah,
or-
our bread and
okay.
butter is really Comic-Con. We really like to go to enthusiast-based events, so where people are collecting things, going for the weekend, kind of like a little family getaway, but everything from the Renaissance Festival to the air show, because we're actually veteran-owned and operated, so any events that have a military kind of affinity or support that crowd, car shows.
Well, that's great. And specifically where you collect things, right? Because you're giving out collectibles, so they're naturally going to be the type of person that's going to eat this up.
Definitely. A lot of the events you go, it'll have the logo of the event on there, so it becomes a souvenir. And you don't expect to see a big Wild West themed soda booth at a fair, but there's like a sense of discovery and a lot of nostalgia with the Wild Bill's brand and just these old-fashioned flavors. So people gravitate towards it, and it's a great way for us to get some lips to the liquid.
Yep, I like that. That's very cool. Now, you also have ready-to-drink beverages, and it was an interesting story about how you went from one to the other, and also how you kind of leverage both now with that whole omni-channel marketing. So talk about, it's not a pivot because you still do both. So get into why you launched the ready-to-drink.
Yeah, our core business is this unlimited refill model at the fairs and festivals, conventions. But during COVID, we were doing 400 events a year. We were on a run rate to do 10 million in sales in 2020, and then COVID hit, and we basically went to a grinding halt, went to zero. We had to lay off 30 people, a lot of them veterans. It was really tough. Went to a skeleton crew, and it was a silver lining of COVID was we pivoted to the ready to drink. So we've had these loyal customers buying these mugs at events for 20 years, and the story was always, hey, where can I get the soda? And we'd be like, come back to the fair next year. And people wanted to be able to get it at the grocery store or the corner store. So during COVID, we canned it, started selling it online, the root beer, sarsaparilla, the birch beer, and our customers supported, kept us alive. And then events came back booming. We started to get distribution into retail, and now we have this kind of omni-channel brand where it's events, e-commerce, and the retail presence, and making them all sync and driving customers from events to the retailers and to our online business.
Could you walk everybody through how you leverage one against the other, starting with the cups?
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the people discover us at an event. So the customer journey is they buy the mug. There's a tag on every mug, and you register it, and we collect customers' data at the event. So phone number, email. We do a lot of remarketing. But again, people ask, where can we get the soda? And now we're at these 400 events a year, and we're telling people, when we're in Utah at FanX Comic-Con in Salt Lake, we're telling people, go to Macy's, go to Dick's, go to Dan's, go to Lynn's, all the local retailers. So all our event staff at the events know our local retailers, and we pass out coupons in some instances. We have signage. When we're at events in Jersey, we have signage, an A-frame in front of the booth that says, find our product in ShopRite and in King's and Balducci's.
And the buyers themselves, right now, so here we're talking about engaging consumers, but now this is really important for buyers, because if you're pitching a buyer for the ready-to-drinks and they're like, okay, well, how are you going to support my product when it's on the shelf and get it into consumers' baskets? And then this is just a perfect way to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely our key differentiator. A lot of buyers ask, what do you do to support sending customers to retail? And a lot of people, and these are all great initiatives. We do social, we do billboards and out-of-home advertising and blah, blah, blah. But we think the most effective thing is being where the customers are, and again, liquid to lips, and being at these events. It's been a huge selling point in my conversations with buyers, because to be able to say, hey, when you're talking to Jungle Gyms in Ohio, and we're at 50 events a year in Ohio, the Ohio State Fair, Fan Expo Cleveland, it shows that you have like a local footprint in the market. And again, we have the data, so we could say we've been doing this event for 10 years. We sell 1,000 mugs at every event, and just being able to leverage the data and communicate to a buyer. And a lot of the buyers, I've had conversations where a buyer has had this on their desk filled with pens, not drinking soda out of it, but it feels like 20-30% of people know us from an event when you're talking to people in key markets.
Yeah, and that's invaluable. That's invaluable. You have that built-in audience there. You have that following, and then I think what's also cool is that you're training your staff, the people who are on the ground, to mention these local retailers, and that's really important too. It's almost like an influencer going into a store saying, "Hey, pick it up here, pick it up there," but you're getting the people right at the moment where they're really fiended for it.
Absolutely. And some of those event staff who've been working events for us for 20 years, the best brand ambassadors in the world, they've kind of adapted to now salespeople. They're pounding the pavement. When they're not working events, they're, pounding the pavement in Jersey, visiting local retailers and doing sales. So we've kind of mobilized our brand ambassadors from events to support the retail business.
Gotcha. So now, how many flavors do you have?
Probably too many. It's a little bit death by options, but there's 16 flavors. 8 of them are like constantly in rotation, and some of them are seasonal, limited edition. We just did some limited edition ring pop flavors, which are really exciting. As advertised, tastes just like candy. During the summer, we launched a bomb pop flavor. We do a mojito soda in the summer, apple pie and pumpkin spice in the fall, and our customers love variety, and I think they got trained at the events because a lot of people mix and match on tap.
Yeah.
And they mix the orange with the vanilla, so we pride ourselves on creating some unique and fun seasonal flavors.
Excellent. Now since you're here at our food service session, what are you looking to do with the food service operators that you're meeting with?
Definitely. So the breadth of our distribution is mostly working with like broadliners and grocery and local, we call them trunk slammers, independent guys and girls going up and down the street. But our best accounts are pizza, burger, barbecue, ice cream stores, candy shops. So we're looking to partner with distributors in the food service industry who reach these accounts. A lot of our current distributors don't reach those accounts. And there's obviously some great chains here that have multiple unit restaurants. And I think soda pairs really well with savory food. It can be a extra decadent sweet treat at an ice cream store, root beer floats, all that good stuff.
Yep. Excellent. Well, I wish you the best of luck in your meetings, and keep it up. We'll see you on ECRM one of these soon.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Should have did the 30th anniversary.
That's right. We'll have this logo on it soon. All right. Thanks again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.